We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Happy New Year, peasants. How you guys doing? Today we're talking peasant chat silliness. January 1st, 2023. Pretty interesting that it fell on this day, on the Sunday for the peasant chat. But yeah, I wanted to get you guys a show. I want to keep the show going. To me, I'm not one of those psychos that it's like new year, new me, and everything. Because the day changed from December 31st to January 1st, it's like all of a sudden brand new and fresh. No, shut the fuck up. You still have the same bills you had back in December. You still have the same cars, same bullshit, same girlfriend, same stupid fucking situation, same house, same job. So nothing is new. It's just a continuation. So I'm not one of those psychos that like has a complete different mindset based on a calendar change. I'm not a fucking psycho. But so that's why I wanted to get a show going, just to keep everything going. So I wanted to get back on and get you guys some video. Now, you guys saw in the last video on the Fox body stuff, apparently everyone's an expert on carburetor stuff, which is kind of hilarious. Everyone's telling me to do this, do that. I got a vacuum leak. You got to go with a ATM carburetor. I'm like, guys, just shut up. Look, I figured a lot of this stuff out in the process, but it's pretty funny to see all these experts in the comments, especially. They know everything, and I'm just like, well, where's your, 500 horsepower carbureted, small block Ford? And they usually don't have one, but they know everything because of the stuff they've seen on the forums. Now, the LS9 ZR1 video that I'm going to release tonight is even more interesting. I mean, I changed the spark plugs, and it just like changed so much stuff, and not necessarily for the better. So that'll be an interesting video for you guys to watch and then chime in on, because you guys know everything about ZR1s. But before we do that, let's talk to the people. Actually, no, before we get to that, let's thank the sponsors. That's right, even the peasant chat gets a sponsor mention as always. PMAS, Nick James and PMAS up in Michigan, probably hot right now. Could you imagine it snows 10 feet, then it's 60 the next week? Fuck that shit. PMAS. 2 Auto Solution. Rami yesterday gave me a ton of support for the Corvette. I was having a ton of issues on the Corvette, but he was nice enough to be available. Rami's out on 2 Auto Solution. PartsFarm.com. Parts Farm. I need some pedals. Some guy offered me some pedals, but they look like they have a crack in them, and I just don't want free stuff that has cracks in them. No offense. Thank you very much. PartsFarm.com. Don't make out cookies. Melissa working out the shoulder. So Blake has the dough kneading duty, so smell his aftershave. DomeGuyCookies.com. Ben Calamer is going to be back Tuesday, full force. So he's going to be back in the house building your MT82s, Stage 3s, T56s, whatever you need. Your go-to plug for manual transmission needs. Let's say hi to the people, and we'll talk some shit. Fresh Pastelas in the house. Homestead John's, which they're all the same. Fresh Pasteles, Fresh Pastelazo, and Homestead John's is the same guy. Could you imagine having 3 accounts? Wesley Stewart, Angel Puerto Rico, 2000 MCR, Donnie DeVille, TJ Sikorsky, D-Rock Fox, Slow _ Feliz Año Nuevo, Bicho. Agent RH302, D-Rock Fox, Coyote Kelly, Chase, Twin Force Fusion, Ron Lowenberg, Twice, Bill Morrison, Cluster BM, Rich 50, JD Swag, Deathbud, Diego A, Craig's Gold Fast Repair. I've seen that family at Walmart before. Josh Roy, D-Rock Fox, 550, Chris Anderson, TN, S197, 508 Josh again, Diego A, Gregory Upfitch, Matt Oliver, Scott Andrews, Ken McAllister, Redbird, Ignacio, Mex Luthor, the Hot Sauce 350, D&G Brandon, 305 up from 50, Jordan Fastest, Ked 24, Ian Oz, 305 from 50 again, Ignacio Ramirez, Dane Austin, EPA says, sorry, I'm late, Joe Daniel, why does that sound familiar? Mad Motorhead, Happy New Year, just giving a like and a watch later, leave a like, peasants, Happy New Year, good morning, Diego A, Patrick Lynch, Mike Schaefer, Modlist, Classic NIGE, I don't want to pronounce it bad because you guys will like chop it up. So a lot of people do New Year's resolutions, and but the funny thing is about the New Year's resolutions that you guys make, like you guys aren't willing to do what it takes to bring those to life. A lot of people say, well, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to go work out and I'm going to get in shape. Then you go to the gym for about 45 minutes. After 20 of those minutes are on the treadmill, then you do maybe 3 exercises, and then you go to have Dunkin' Donuts and give yourself a treat. So you have a large iced coffee, cream and sugar, and a donut. And you're like, I worked this out. It's all good. the ice cream, I'm sorry, the large iced coffee and the donut are about 1,100 calories. And then you're like, what the fuck did I just do? I just took everything I did in the gym and actually did worse for myself. I actually now added 400 calories on top of the 200 that I thought I worked out. So that also comes to the car game. A lot of people want to build their car and they're not willing to do what it takes to get there. Now, I wanted to have fast cars and I wanted to have many cars. So I basically decided to work after work. After my 9 to 5, I hop on, go in the garage and worked on my old vehicles, worked on videos, worked on live streams, worked on everything I needed to work on in order to be able to acquire these vehicles, to have enough money to work on these vehicles, to do some, basically get you guys content and have vehicles to work on and just supplement my fleet. And a lot of people were like, well, it must be nice. Well, oh no, it's really not nice. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I don't want to say I'm an A-type. I'm just saying this is what I do. I wake up at 5 in the morning every day. And I go to the gym for an hour and a half. Then I come home, have a coffee. Then I work, usually 9 or 10 hours, depending on what's happening at Lund Racing. After I'm done with that, I have probably a half hour before I decompress after work. And then I go to the garage probably for 3 or 4 more hours. Thinking of video, thinking of content. And if I don't have a live stream that day, I'm thinking, working, or devising a way of giving you guys content that's relatable or something good. That takes up every other second of my life. A lot of you guys come home from a long day of working the fryer at your fast food place and you sit down and you have a beer and you hang out. A lot of you guys look forward to hanging out. Why am I not hanging out? Because I'm working. Why am I not in meets? Because I'm working. Why am I not seen out and about doing? Because I'm working. Because there's an end goal in mind. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't party. I don't do any of that shit. I don't fill my life with leisure and pleasure. A lot of people that do are not A-type, are not successful. So a lot of people stay there all the time and they look forward to drinking. They look forward to hanging out. They look forward to smoke. If you smoke pot, I can't relate to you at all. I don't care that you're libertarian or just leave me. Fuck you. If you smoke pot, I want nothing to do with you because you have a loser mentality. Sorry. And then you guys will say, well, Joe Rogan smokes pot. Joe Rogan was successful. And then he's, and smoked pot. So you can't use him as an example. He's an anomaly. But most successful people don't fill their life with leisure, don't fill their life with booze, don't fill their life with entertainment and escape from reality. Work. So this New Year's resolution bullshit doesn't work unless you're willing to cut leisure out of your life, cut entertainment out of your life, cut booze, cut drinking, cut fucking around, and get your fucking ass to work. And that's the only way you're going to get ahead in life. Working. If you don't work, I can't even relate to you. So I can't wait to see everyone at the gym come January 1st, today, and then they're going to be gone in 3 months because it's hard and it's not fun. Yeah, working is not fun. Do you guys think working on cars is fun? I like how people go, oh, it looks like you're having so much fun. Are you fucking insane? Bending over a car for 6 hours a day, you think that's fun? Just to get you guys content? Fuck no. It sucks. It's a lot of work. My hands are constantly cut up. But I do it because it allows me to make more money. So I can't wait to see everyone saying, wait till you'll see the post on social media. Oh, you guys aren't ready for what I'm about to do. And in July, that motherfucker's still on Jack Sands. Shut the fuck up. Stupid. I used to have a 4-barrel carburetor with 3 Windsor, overheated all the time, flush radiator, last bits of coolant were rust colored. It was coolant, not water. Pulled teeth that overheated. Well, what's he talking about? It must be nice people are the worst. They have no idea about how much sacrifice goes into being able to afford what the person has. I don't see any 9-second stick-shift coyotes are on my tracks in here. Oh, cool. YouTube ate my super chat and took the money. LOL. Thanks, Susan. Okay. Is the gym reference like what happened to the ZR1? What the fuck's he talking about? I'm not setting any expectation for myself this year. I'm going to go day by day. Well, you can only go day by day. You can't go 4 days at a time. My New Year's resolution is to continue my journey of weight loss and strength gaining. I'm down 85 pounds since February. Way stronger now, too. And what happens usually is you get comfortable because you lost some weight and then you just go back to your old bullshit. And that happens in the coyote game, too. Like, a lot of people want to go, like, okay, there's going to be 2 extremes. either people are going to try to get after it and then fail because it's too difficult, or people are going to go completely opposite, max out their Affirm accounts, max out all their credit cards to go 8s. Like, no offense. Unless you're looking to do something no one has ever done and it is astronomical, no one cares. There are still people to this day, that are living off of an accomplishment they did 5 years ago. I'm not saying they're successful. I'm saying they're living off of that accomplishment. Well, I was the first to do that. Cool fucking story. People have gone a second faster since then. Who gives a shit? Just because you were the first and that's all you did. Like, you haven't done anything else since then. You've been dormant as fuck. And you sit there going, yeah, oh, that's nice, but I did it 4 years ago. Yeah, what have you done since then? What have you done since then? Oh, not one motherfucker? You haven't done not one motherfucker since then?
Not one motherfucker.
Nothing. Not one thing since
Not
then.
one motherfucker.
And you're still living off of that accomplishment. Bro, shut the fuck up. Heck yeah, I bet the gym rats deal with this every year, January 1st or 7th. I'm not a gym rat, but I just want equipment available when I want it to be available. The gym I go to, Crunch Fitness, has 6 bench presses, 6 squat racks, and sometimes they're all taken. And that's fine. But then they only have like 1 leg extension machine, 1 hamstring machine. And I'm like, could you have like 2 of each? One day I'm going to leave these commercial gyms and go to like a stupid, dumb, hardcore juicer gym. But the problem with that is, it's just, there's those type of guys in there and you just don't want to be, I just want to be left alone. I have goals, but I'm not going to mention it. But I want my own shit. I want to be left. I hate people so much. I just want to do my own fucking shit. Garage, music, little gym set. Leave me alone forever and I'll be happy as fuck. You said people go to the gym, then get a nice coffee with a donut after. What the hell does that have to do with the 0-1? The only thing that's supposed to live day by day is John J. Rambo. If you're still in Jax, why do people think I'm in... Who the fuck thinks I'm in Jacksonville? Some guy's like, are you still in Jacksonville? I'm like, I was never in Jacksonville. To this day, they're limiting themselves since then. I'm 24 and I have a house, 2 Mustangs, and will be debt free. All my friends drop me because I work too much. Yeah, like, I don't really have friends. And that's the other thing you got to be comfortable with, guys. A-types don't have friends. Friends want to hang out. And when you figure out that the friends that are hanging out with you are only hanging out with you because you can provide them a service, those aren't friends, right? I'm a tuner. And I started noticing people wanted to hang out with me only because I tune. Once I saw that they're just around me because of that particular reason, I ignored them. And when I didn't reach out to them or when they only hit me up when they needed something. And I went, oh, you're that motherfucker. So I just cut them out of my life. I literally cut anyone out of my life that wants to be my friend because of tuning only. And then what they do is even more disingenuous. They ask, how's everything going? When you know for a fact they don't give a shit how everything's going. Eventually, they'll just circle around to the subject matter that they need something. Let's say you're good at carpentry. Let's say you're good at being a mechanic. Let's say you have a trailer. What's up, man? How's the family? Oh, everything's good. What's up, man? Yeah, man, you know my kid. Anyway, any chance I can borrow your trailer? When I hit up Jake, I go, can I borrow your trailer? I don't go, what's up, brother? How you been? How's the kids? How's the dog? No, fuck that. Hey, can I borrow your trailer? No? Okay, cool. And the moment he says no, I'll buy my own trailer. That's it. You ain't ready for this cookie cutter copy paste combo. Is it bad I've been thinking about LS swapping to Fox? Yep, get the fuck out of my life. My resolution is no longer to be a peasant, but it's hard to... why the fuck would you want to fuck with an LS? Look, one thing I have learned with my Corvette is that LSs are trash. An LS9, right, with 13 pounds of boost is about as quick as my Fox body. Now, there's other issues like IAT and this and this and that. I have a 351 Windsor Fox body. Weighs about the same as the Corvette. I guarantee if I put them up in a drag race, the Fox will either get beat by a fender or beat the Corvette by a fender. So imagine a 6.2 supercharged LS9 on race gas with 13 PSI at 3,200 pounds can barely beat a Fox. Now, obviously, with more boost, E85 porting, the LS9 takes off and becomes deadly. Like dumb shit. Cam, heads, a lot of boost, E85 meth. Oh my God. But a 351 Windsor Fox body's right there with it. And I'm like, yeah, no, LSs are fucking trash. Now, the only reason I like the Corvette is because it's light. It's a very, very sturdy bottom end. Great transmission. King Daddy stick shift car. But if I could put a Coyote in it and 12 PSI on the 85, it would be lethal. The torque is nice, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't LS swap anything based on my experiences with my Corvette. Not just no, fuck no. Well, what about 4853? Oh, with 80 pounds of boost and a cam and it lasts about 8 passes? I'm good, I'll pass on that shit. Big year for Alex. 2023 0-1 is getting OPGs. Start 2023 right, Turvy. Junk that piece of shit and buy a Hellcat. Just signed up at my local Planet Fitness, fam. Small circles better than big circles. I have no circles. Sending second comment since YouTube won't let me send $10. Thank you, Hatch. I appreciate that. And someone sent $25. Samuel Day. I got a 19 manual with 373s. How well do centuries with a wastegate work? Stop. Okay. I need to understand why people buy a centrifugal supercharger, overboost it, only to then limit its total output to 10 psi. Why don't you get a TVS? Samuel Day. You're asking for the power delivery of a Whipple or a TVS from a Century. This is really simple. Don't get a centrifugal. I love you. I love ESS stuff. I love Vortex stuff when I had it. But I knew the power curve I was getting into. If you want power now, pulling down for 15 psi and wastegating the rest to only have 10 psi max, but have a bunch down low, is literally like bolting a TVS or a Whipple supercharger in your car. Why not just do that? Look, what do I think of it? I think it's fucking stupid. That's my thought process. Anytime someone says I have a torque booster, I go, oh, okay, this guy's a fucking retard. Because he's on pump gas, a booster pump, MU52s, but a 15-pound setup, wastegating 5, so that he can have it early. Why didn't you just buy a TVS? No offense. Why didn't you just buy a TVS? It's weird to me. It's weird to me. Alex, you still live in Holyoke, right? Someone please define what a friend is. Man, I'm hung the hell over. Why? Why did you get fucked up last night? I don't understand people. Like, okay, you drink. You can't have 1 or 2 drinks, have a little bit of a buzz, and just maintain that? Like, you don't have that self-control? You just kind of constantly have to pound fucking booze? Fuck that. I just seen the video where you ran the VMP truck versus the Viper. You just gotta be an F-150. Morning all, happy new year. It says Turuviate. Okay, Turuviate. So one of the guys sent me a post by Turuviate that basically he works in fast food. And you know, whatever. That's whatever. So when I was in Houston, I got a opportunity to work for Lund Racing. I was working at a place called Lansdowne Moody, which is a fucking tractor place. You know, I needed to, when I moved to Houston, I knew right away after a week it was a mistake. It was a mistake to live in Houston. It's just awful. Like, it's not a good place to live, in my opinion, for me. I just knew I don't want to make it there. I don't want to do the Houston thing. I don't want to work at a fucking oil rig. I don't want to do the Houston shit, you know? So I'm like, all right, this shit ain't for me. I got no offense to Houston people. I got way more brains than Houston will allow me to flourish. So with my mindset, you know, I could work more with this than with this and make more money. So I got a job opportunity or an interview with Lund Racing. Now, I had to make my way to Bowling Green, Kentucky. Being in Houston, making $12 an hour, hating life, hating Houston, hating everything about it, sucked. But I got an opportunity to get an interview with John Lund. So me and my girlfriend at the time got in a car and drove from Houston to Bowling Green, Kentucky, just to be able to be present in case the Lunds wanted to interview me right then and there. Because I heard, hey, if you can get your ass to Bowling Green, we'll be there. And okay, so what did I do? We rented a car because we didn't want to drive our cars, whatever miles. Drove all the way to Bowling Green, got a room, got situated, got, familiar with the people, and then drove back. And I was able to land a job in Lund Racing. Then they required me to move from Houston to West Palm Beach 2 weeks later, and I did. I didn't sit there Now, the mindset of everyone else would be like, well, let me just work at Lansdowne Moody a little longer and see if I could work my way up to manager someday. Are you fucking retarded? Someone offered me an opportunity to work in an industry I want to work in. I did everything possible, broke as fuck, had no money, crazy credit card debt. I was like, I'm fucked. And then I was able to make it happen. And then after that, you saw, everyone knows what happened. People like Turu Viate got literally handed an opportunity like that, and he said no. People like Turu Viate got handed an opportunity to have a car, free, a free car, a 2-valve. And he said, nah, it's in Louisiana. It's a convertible. I'm good, fam. So that is going to be pretty much the telltale sign as to how it's going to go with him pretty much forever. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, only once in a while do you get opportunities like that, and they present themselves and you have to jump on them. And if you don't do that, then you're going to lose out and you have no one else to blame but yourself. The Parts Farm offered you a job, a place to stay, access to a dyno and car parts forever. But you want to stay in your whatever the fuck you live in. I don't even know your living situation. Working 2 fast food jobs. I'm officially off of the Turvey train because I can't go out of my way giving people like that opportunities when they're not willing to do what needs to be done to take them. There's a type A, then there's a type B. He's a type F, type Z. Like, what comes after that? So, love ya. Good luck with everything, but you won't see me on the hype train. You won't see me referencing you. I've done everything I can to get you out of the gutter, but there's nothing you can do. You can't. You're your own worst enemy. So there's nothing I can do. Turvey has a 302 actual V8. Whoa, 10 jobs. Green Cadillac converter, regular high flow cats. What would you recommend? Can't go catless because of emissions. You stock. Classic. Stock. Welcome to the EPA era. There is no modifying anything in your exhaust if you live in an emission state. I repeat, you can do it. You can go ahead and take off the cats and do all this shit. You are in violation of in an emission state. You are in violation of every law in that state and some federal stuff. So no green cat's going to save you. No tuning is going to save you. No nothing is going to save you. This chat is going to recommend stock cats to motherfuckers that are in emissions states. But Alex, just move to a state that doesn't have emissions. But that's stupid. I did it twice. I went from Massachusetts to Houston. Harris County in Houston is starting to have emissions or had emissions. I was like, nah, fuck that. I never registered my car in Texas. I went from Massachusetts. I rode dirty for a year in Houston with Massachusetts plates. Got my ass to Florida. Registered it in Florida. Fuck emissions. Pack your bags, homie. If I'm looking at your job history as an employer, jumping jobs, not retaining them is a bad sign. Samuel says, I understand. I wanted to keep the 350 manifold on the Bullet. I was only planning bleeding off 2-3 PSI. I appreciate the real talk. Look, I'm going to be realistic with people. Fuck the 350 manifold. If you want bottom end power, pump gas, which is, 99%. 90% of you are never going to see more than 10 PSI because let's be honest, not everyone can afford a fuel system. Not everyone can afford a motor. Not everyone can afford 1000cc injectors. A lot of you save up for years to save up for a basic boost setup and you try to get as much as you can out of it. I understand. If you want the best bang for your buck, a centrifugal is probably not it. if you want bottom end power. If you want insane top end power, I would definitely lean towards a centrifugal. But I wouldn't get a centrifugal if you're only planning on staying between 8 and 10 psi. To me, a centrifugal is to get after it on top end. Now, 60 to 130 racing is extremely popular. 40 to 140 racing, roll racing is extremely popular. The 10R80 does it really well. But in my opinion, if you're going to do that kind of racing, a centrifugal or turbo is best. If you're going to just drive around town, once in a while mess around, stay on ME52s and pump gas, Whipple or a TVS is the way to go. Unfortunately, Gen 3s, Roush sucks, so you're stuck with the Edelbrock and the Odin stuff from VMP. Stang mode, be humble, the job doesn't matter, work hard and you'll be okay. Turvey, read your own comment again. 10 jobs, bro. Oh my God, I can't. I'm going to skip his whole shit. I'm not going to delete him. I am just not on the Turvey train. Could have changed his life. Okay. Let's have some real talk here about someone who has nothing going on. Nothing going on. And someone like the Parts Farm via the show says, you ain't got shit going on. You don't have your own real responsibilities. You need somewhere to work? I got you. You need somewhere to live? I got you. You want a dyno? I got you. You want car parts? I got you. And he says, nope, I'm good. I'm going to make it on my own. Okay, cool. I've never seen a person like Turvey in my life. Me neither. Well, I have, unfortunately, and they can't get out of their own way. They think they know more than everybody else. You know him. You guys have a friend in your group that knows how to build cars better than anyone else, says the parts that you're picking are dumb. Tuning, he knows better tuning than you. He knows everything better than you. And he's like, all I need is just the right opportunity because my knowledge, I know so much that I can just drop knowledge. I'm like, bro, shut up. If they gave you $1 million and told you to build a badass car, you'd probably fuck that up too because you built something fucking dumb. I don't give that sucker any more shine. Exactly. Nope. Don't. He is not getting any more shine. There are guys in this chat. There's guys in this chat, right, that probably could use that opportunity. And they see me giving Turvey some shine. And they're like, why is he giving Turvey some shine? I felt bad for the dude. But then I found out he's probably actually fucking retarded. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't help people that won't help themselves. Drug addict behavior. The most lethal combination is poverty mindset, pride, and arrogance. Single man dream. A lot of young motorheads would have killed for that opportunity. Can't help people that don't want to help themselves. That's honestly such a badass story. Once in a lifetime opportunity. But Alex, I'm free. You can't help someone who won't help themselves. Angel Puerto Rico says you can't help anyone that can't help themselves 100%. 100% of the time they have to learn the hard way. Showing up a little late but driving a like. Samuel Day, professional looking in. Yeah, he is professional looking in the profile pic. I'm like, I don't think you belong here. The tattoo on Turvey's neck, the ink might have sunk his way into his brain and killed some chromosomes or added. Probably added some. He has number 2 on his neck. He aspires to be in second place. Cooking breakfast for family brings spring the new year, and friends bring the new year right. Then the car meet and 129 Dragon Drive. Get those cars out today, people on the street. What the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, he's dumb for not taking that deal. I'd be all over that. Good job doing what you do. Good pay, rental property already. Hey, look, a lot of you guys are going to realize that in your 20s, you ain't doing shit. In your 20s, no offense, a lot of people that hear they're in your 20s, you are soft brained still. You're very smooth brained. You don't know just because you can I don't know. Just because you can there's a lot of guys that are in their 20s that think they're invincible, and you're still really fucking dumb in your 20s all the way up to maybe in your early 30s. And if you listen to the dating channel, which I'm going to start doing some standalone videos on that because the lives are just, I have no time for the lives. You're going to realize that your head is still firmly in your ass. Well, into the age of 31, 32, 33. You do dumb stuff. I highly encourage people that don't have anything going on and they're 20 something years old, get into the military. Because if you're going to just throw away 8 years of your life building cars, drinking, boozing, doing dumb shit, why not get paid to do something and learn a skill? And by the time you're out of the military, maybe you have a little money saved up and you can actually do some stuff once your head is out of your ass. I highly encourage people. I should have, honestly, when I look back in my 20s and I go, I didn't do a goddamn thing but try to build Fox bodies and end up broker than as if I would have ended up in the military. I did nothing in my 20s. Between the age of 20 and I tried to make the baseball thing happen. I realized at 24, this shit ain't happening. And now I was building cars like a dumbass with shitty, menial, junk jobs all the way up until my 30s. Then I started to get my head out of my ass in my 30s. Jesus, a lot of comments. Lund racing was a dream move compared to my last job. I had a career, but hated every day I went to work. Oh, so is this Devin? I think this is Devin. Is this Devin? Lund racing was a dream move compared to my last job. Had a career, but hated every day I went to work. I think that is Devin. Talking about Mr. One Up. Nah, get rid of those people. No room for those people in your life. Wow. Okay, I'm going to read his comment because it's retarded. You work in fast food right now and you're in your 20s. You got nothing going on. Listen to that sentence again. You got nothing going on. You don't have any skills. You work in fast food. You have nothing going on. You don't even have a path to, and I'm being real with you. I'm not just trying to be funny, Alex. You have no path to anything decent for the next 10 years. You're going to be just spinning your wheels for 10 years. And a place like the Parts Farm would have furthered your learning, career, mindset, and money way quicker than what your current path is. So there was a fork in the road. The Parts Farm, place to live, blah, blah, blah. Place to live, place to work, access to a dyno, a place to learn, a place to... Oh my God, the cars you could have built, having access to them at the Parts Farm. Or 2 or 3 fast food jobs, welding a car outside, V6, mind you, with wheels. Look, there's 2 paths, and your path is just not the right one. I know you think it is. I know you want to make it on your own, and I know you think you're going on the right path. You are going on the most ridiculous, dumb, loser path one can take. Happy New Year. Well, who would pay you to do that? At 22, I went to school for automotive for 2 years, and I'm an ASE tech working for a Land Rover, and I'm still wanting to improve my skills. Do you weld it upside down? There's no money in building cars. There isn't. No offense. When you go to a shop, a lot of people watched. Remember, there was a show recently, Phantom something? Phantom race car? Phantom show? Ah, fuck. Phantom car TV show? Phantom Works? Yes. So Phantom Works was a show about a car shop. And it was on Velocity or something like that or whatever. Yeah, Phantom Works. So if you guys watched Phantom Works at all and you thought, oh my God, that's such a cool job. No, it's not. It is the worst job. He has a YouTube video saying how awful it was, how he was millions in debt. Again, guys, millions in debt. If you guys think that you watch West Coast Customs, Phantom Works, and all of these, build shows, those guys make no money. Zero money. Okay? You will not become a millionaire doing that. You will be in debt, millions of dollars building cars. When I worked at a hot rod shop, you know what brought in the money? Oil changes, brake jobs, tune-ups. Oil changes, brake jobs, tune-ups. You know what was the biggest drag on the whole thing? Is big jobs. Chevelle comes in, wants a back half, front half, paint. Oh, yeah, we're going to be in this thing for $60,000 labor. I'm sorry, $60,000 in parts alone, labor, and the bill is going to be $130,000, and we're going to own that car for the rest of our lives, and we won't see shit for months on end. But I could do 2 tune-ups, 2 brake jobs, AC stuff, inspection stuff, and that is a clean $3,000 to $5,000 every day. A clean $3,000 to $5,000 every day if I got a nice stockpile of cars that need tune-ups, brake jobs, just regular shit. So if you are one of these psychos that thinks that these guys building cars are making millions of dollars, you were insanely mistaken. Those guys make no fucking money. Steve Saleen. How many of you guys thought Steve Saleen was a Billy badass motherfucker? Broke. So I don't know what you think these guys are doing, because how about Roush? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about, do you think Roush makes their money building RS3s? Do you guys think Roush only builds RS3 Mustangs and that's the bulk of their money? Or F-150s? I would say Roush Automotive Division is maybe 15% of what they do. They're an aerospace company. They have buildings where they make the injection molding for side-by-sides. They have a complete building called PAS. They don't have it. They work with a company called Performance Assembly Solutions. That's where the Roush blowers are cast, tested, built. In that same building, they build the GT40 or Ford GT engine, Chevy crate motors, Ford crate motors. The whole GM catalog of crate motor programs is built there. You think Roush is a supercharger company? Bro, you a fucking dum-dum. The automotive division is literally nothing compared to the shit they got going on. So if you think you're going to become a Billy Badass builder, Turuviate, get ready to be broke as shit. Ask Steve Saleen. Ask Phantom Works how awesome that fucking whole, what do you call it? That field of work is. It is a broke man's field. Stop it. Those build shows make heaps of money for Discovery Channel. Exactly. Every single time you guys see a show on Discovery Channel, you know who I think does really well on Discovery Channel and I think is doing a great job getting money is the Street Outlaw motherfuckers. I love it. I love it. The Street Outlaw guys are using the Discovery Channel to make their cars. You saw those cars from being 8-second street cars to now 5-second quarter-mile cars or 3-second eighth-mile cars. And those guys didn't necessarily build up their lifestyle. They just have faster cars because that's all they want to do. That guy Ryan Martin seems to have money, good for him. But the other guy seems to just build faster and faster cars. Then you see what happened with Asian and Farm Truck. They were like excluded from the shows because they weren't fast enough and they wanted to be street. So they were just excluded from that shit. But now what happened? Now they have a whole new show where they say, let's bring it back to the street shit because we're losing the casual viewer. Yes, you are. You're losing me. You're losing the guy that knows that the 5-second stuff is Billy Badass. But I don't care. I care about Street Outlaws, MPK stuff, exactly the amount as I care about Pro Mods and Top Fuel Dragsters. Zero. Fuck all. It doesn't matter to me. Now, if you have a car with 2810.5s, non-Ws on the street, getting it, you got my attention. You have my attention. But if you have a Pro Mod on the street or NPK event, I don't care. The people that show up want to see the personalities. They love Sean. They love Boosted. They love Kai Kelly and the Aftershock. They love Mike Morello. They love all those guys. But 80% of the guys that watch that shit want to see them get back to doing street shit. And I love the fact that they use Discovery Channel to build faster cars. This is why members chat is Mo better. Exactly. Here's a plastic bag floating in the wind. That's his end goal. But Exhibit made it look cool. No money in car builds. Why do you think people that are overhauling went off air? Right. He just compared some to Italians. Your idea of building cars versus my idea of building cars. Zagato Pinifa. You work at McDonald's. Your idea of building cars is a fucking pipe dream. And someone needs to tell you this in very plain English. You have no talent. You have no vision. None of your cars are good looking or fast. Now, I would take you seriously if one of your cars at least went 12s. But there is like 5 million of you. Guys that work at fast food, guys that hang out, guys that do nothing, guys that have no talent, no skill, never went to a trade school to actually learn how to weld, to learn how to cut metal, to learn how to form metal. You need to take a really good, what do you call it? Well, that's the word I'm looking for. You need to take an inventory of your life and see what you got going on. And then tell me if what you're doing is anything different than anyone else is doing. Your idea of building cars is hilarious, and that's fine. Someone offered you a lifeline, and you said, "Nah, I'm Lamborghini when he worked at Ferrari, and I want to build my own thing." He at least built tractors that worked well before he did Lamborghini stuff. Turvey, you just likened yourself to Pininfarina, right? He thinks he's Koenigsegg. Like, there is no direct correlation between what you are. There is no path. There is no road to Turvey, Koenigsegg. There's a path to Turvey and LS swaps. There's an easier path from Turvey and LS swaps than Turvey and Koenigsegg. Makes me really wonder what happened to Gas Monkey Garage. Wow, really, Turvey, you're just like Pinafore. Exactly. Asian Farm Truck was always my favorite part of the show. Do you see what I mean? This is why I made it members only on the other chats, because he is absolutely retarded. And that's cool. He thinks he's literally going to build a factory BMW race team. There's a huge difference between a 9-second Coyote shop and someone like Turner Motorsports that does factory BMW racing. Then what are you? What are you? You have a V6 Mustang that you crashed, wheel spacers. You have radiator rust on your engine bay from a hose that went bad. You weld with a stick welder. Tell me, which one are you? Are you a 9-second Coyote shop or a factory BMW race team like Turner Motorsports? Which one are you? No, you're not a one-man band. You're a one-man retard. There is no band. You don't do anything. You haven't done anything. And I'm trying to help you, but you don't get it. You're hard-headed as fuck. You've never done shit, never built shit. And you know, guys, how many people are out there like that? That literally think they're fucking badasses and they've never done shit. Like, it's one thing to say, I'm a one-man band and I built a 7-second car. I'd say badass. But you've never done anything. And there's a lot of people like that. The fastest people at a racetrack are in the stands. You go to any NPK, and I guarantee people be like, "Man, Booster should just put a 28-10-5 on that shit and run it out the back." Like, there's people like that. Wasn't there one guy that was calling out the Street Outlaws? I thought it was a troll post, but I think it was real. Guy calling out Street. And it was like the biggest piece of shit Mustang. Let me go to YouTube and look it up. It was a red Mustang. And he's like, "You want to talk about street car? This is real street car. Not that dumb shit over there." Where is it? Guy calling out Street Outlaws. And it was a red Mustang. Piece of shit. And he's revving it. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, it looked like it was in a backyard. Remember Tough Enough? He used to do that all the time. Tough Enough, and that no one knows what he did. I don't know. I'm a nobody, whatever. But I got to see this guy calling out the Street Outlaws, and it's like the biggest piece. If someone knows what video I'm talking about, it was like a red or black Mustang with like a red engine bay, and it had like fender exit exhaust. The 606 boy, Street Outlaws, calling you out.
It's the 606 boy. Alright, fellas, on my way home, I figured I'd make a little call-out video.
Okay, this might be a troll, right?
I see everybody calling each other out for these races, drag racing. Dude, I'll put $200 in food stamps.
Okay, yeah, he's just trying to be funny. But his accent is on point. He runs electrical on a building with no building. Stop with this one-man clown show. Exactly. You're not even Godspeed 2000s eBay Racing. The Turvey Roast is gold. He'll run 12s, got a 10-second, when the 10-second car run, told him down the track. So Turvey out the racing shop looks like those India manufacturing videos, waiting for Turvey to say John wasn't in the stands. Turvey's shop is his mom's garage. Turvey, my dad, and I modded a 74 Bronco for off-road fun. That hardly qualifies me as a 4x4 specialist. Wake up to reality. Don't interrupt Turvey while he's cleaning his room. Exactly. Look, we've seen all these guys, and these guys are... I think they think they're going to get noticed by somebody. Like, I don't know anybody that built a fast car and then, like say they built a 7-second Mustang and then had a uber successful shop because of it. Because look, how many of you have seen people that are in the business of making race cars and they lose their fucking shit on a post or something? How many of you have been on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, and a guy that is just stressed out to the max is dealing with these high, what do you call them? High maintenance race? Because let's be honest, guys that want their cars to go fast, they're high maintenance. They're high maintenance. They think they can call the shop and dictate what needs to happen when 90% of the time they don't know what the fuck's happening. Now, there are other guys that are a pleasure to work with. There's very few guys once in a while out there that show up to your shop. They go, I know you're the expert. I know you're the man. And I want to give you money so that you can build me a race car. And they shut the fuck up and pay the bill. Those guys are the best customers. Those aren't Mustang guys. Mustang guys aren't like that. Mustang guys will go to a shop and go, hey, I'm tuned by somebody else, and I want to get tuned by you or the guy you deal with because I want to go faster. Then the shop owner says, well, sorry to break it down to you, bro, but your JLT intake pump gas car is probably not going to go any quicker. Manual, by the way, is probably not going to go any quicker without you modding it further. Then they start to lose their fucking mind. Wait a minute. Why can't I just get tuned by the guy that fucks with you because he runs well? And then the shop owner has to say, because your car is not modded enough to make a difference. Your car is basically stock with a cold air. And you're going to try to go from tuner to tuner to tuner to tuner because they know everything. So that shop owner eventually goes, man, I don't want to fuck with these guys. I only want to fuck with big money guys that pay the bill. The problem is those guys are very far and few between. So you have to deal with the peasants. You have to deal with the regular oil changes and starter changes and, radiator flushes out the ass. So I couldn't imagine owning a shop knowing that I have to deal with those guys. I did it for almost a year and I lost so much weight. I was stressed out. There's a video of me out there somewhere while I was in the middle of working at that shop. Guys, my face was sucked in. I looked malnourished and it was all from stress because I was dealing with a bunch of fucking retards. I would never do that again. Guys, I got guys on this channel right now that say, I want your advice. I don't know how to get a hold of you. So this is no bullshit. So guys right now are like, I don't know how to get a hold of you. And if you go to my channel, right, and you click about, there it is. So what do I do? What do I do at this point? If I put out exactly where, actually look, there's my schedule. Someone says, I don't know when you're on, Alex. Alex, I don't know when you're on. I don't know how to join. Where do I send you stuff? How can I pay you? How can I contact you? How can I get a hold of your apparel? And it's all there. And those people are helpless. They're absolutely helpless. They ask me every fucking day, how do I get a hold of you? I don't know how to get a hold of you. I want to pay you for information. There's only so much I can do, bro. I wish I was smarter with my money in my 20s. It took me almost to 40 to have money and race, build, mod, car. Same. I did not come into money until my 41st or second year. I'm saying money. Who says he's a tuner? Yeah, you don't know what the fuck. You're going a different direction that no one has ever done for a reason. I'm done. I'm off of the Turvey train. I'm not going to block him or nothing. I'm just not going to respond to anything he says. Because he's clown shit. He's literally clown shit. Not all Mustang guys. I say, here's my goals. Tell me what needs to be done. And it'll be done. Yeah, Slick 50. For every one of you, there's 30 other ones that think that they're going to get a saucier tune. Like, there's a guy that put up a post, right? 10R80 guy. He went to another dyno because he wasn't happy with her flex tune. Flex. Not dedicated E85. Flex tune. So he takes it to another shop. And the shop makes more power. Doesn't run a quicker time. Because there is a lot of sauce in the shifting. He just makes one power pole and compares it to the Lund Racing Flex tune and says, see, dyno versus email. Totally different. Okay, now take that Flex tune and race it versus the dyno shop's tune, E85. And when your Lund Racing Flex tune 10R80 beats it by 2 or 3 tenths, you're going to look like a fucking clown. And that's okay. But those are the guys that they just see a power number and they go, it's automatically better. Since when? Especially on a 10R80 car. LS cars are easy to tune, NA and boosted on a manual. Where's the real sauce? Trans stuff. How many times have you heard a Camaro launch, right? ZL1, auto. And it's like, the farting in between shit. Then another Camaro, same. And you go, huh. And then let's talk about companies that make parts that then they say, well, you got to hack around the tuning to make our part work. So you have so many different things. You have the customer that thinks just a single dyno pull is going to be the end all be all of comparisons. Then you have shops that build parts and say, oh, you got to jack this up, way up to make our part work properly. You mean we have to jack something up in the tune that we have never had to do with any other part but yours? Why don't you build your part so that that doesn't have to happen? Like, imagine building a, let's say the throttle body. The throttle body is probably a decent example. Let's say your throttle body has way more allowable air leakage than the computer likes. Let's say your minimum throttle angle on your custom throttle body, resting angle, is 3 or 4 times more than the computer is used to seeing. Now the computer starts pulling spark. Now the computer starts going, something's wrong. You're going to say, well, what's the big deal? Just go to the torque table and the feed forward and inverse and jack the throttle data there. Why don't you make your resting angle what stock is? Well, what we have seen in our experience with Fuel Tech, Holly, no. Tuners generally don't have to hack. Tuning is not hacking. Hacking is not tuning. So it's kind of difficult to talk to the people out there. And you guys think that shops and people that make parts know stuff. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Most of them don't know shit. Because if they did, they'd understand that they'd have to make parts that make the computer happy. Not necessarily make the computer make the parts happy. Not necessarily. It all depends. If you need to hack your way into something that doesn't make sense, I'll give you another example. Let's say I have a transmission builder and all I have to do is just command the shifts where they need to be, and it runs an 8-second quarter mile and it hits the shifts exactly where I'm commanding it. Beautiful. I'm commanding him at 7,700 and it's hitting at 7,700. Awesome. But then you go somewhere else because your buddy said he's better. And now the same exact shift point commands are allowing it to hit the rev limiter at 8,200, 8,300. And then they say, Alex, why don't you shift it sooner? So now I have to command it shift at 6,200 and jack the shift pressures up so that it hits somewhere around 7,500. That's not tuning. That's hacking. So if I have to command the shift 1,000 RPMs before it actually hits the shifts, that's not tuning. That's hacking. Something is wrong. Maybe you have excessive clearances on your clutch pack. Maybe you don't have enough fluid in the transmission. Maybe you have a valve body issue. They don't want to hear that shit. So then they go to another tuner who's willing to hack it and goes, oh yeah, his tune is sitting at 7,500. Okay, where's he commanding the shift? 2,000 RPMs. Oh, so he's commanding the shift 5,000 RPM sooner to hit in sort of the right area. And you're saying we can't, okay. It's not the trans, right? It's not the trans. It's definitely the tuner. Okay, got it. That's the problem. You can't get to these people. They see an end result and say that's better. They go to the dyno, it makes more power, like three more horsepower, and they go, better tuner. They go to another tuner that's willing to shift your car 2,000 RPMs under what the computer is supposed to be shifting it at and say, see, he's better. He's willing to hack around my jacked up over clearance transmission to make my end goals be met. And it's just like, at what point do you want to deal with these motherfuckers anymore? We passed this, but Roush makes prototype vehicles for the U.S. military. Yeah, but does not give a direct way to contact you. Yeah, but does not give a direct way to contact you. Yeah, it does. It has email. It has everything. You think, what do you want, my phone number? Why are my unpaid chats getting skipped? Why are my unpaid chats getting skipped? There's your answer right there. Okay, let's get something real clear. I don't owe you shit. If I missed your chat, I don't owe you shit. If you're willing to donate to the show out of the kindness of your heart, I appreciate it. If you pay to have a chat highlighted, that gives you a higher chance of having a reply. But if I'm on my rant and that thing goes by, it goes by. So if you don't like that, you can bounce. Sound effects, says Monty Rogers. Peasants, time to turn on focus away from Turvey. Where'd he go? Away from focus. This isn't the Turvey show. No, yeah, I'm done with him. Would you own a Mustang Cobra R? No. Alex, there's a guy selling 2 new condition Shelby lamps for 100 each. No thanks. Transauce, you mean Splooge? Matt Angerman says, well, we're talking about throttle bodies. My VMP Twin 67 is starting to failsafe. Any input on the VMP 137? Is a 67 good 800 wheel? Rod piston Gen 1 car. Why don't you just stay away from all those throttle bodies? Why don't you stay away from all those throttle bodies and get a CJ65? 800 wheel, you can do it with a CJ65, no problem. Like, if you're having trouble with one company's throttle body, why would you buy that company's other throttle body? I really want a C6 Z06 with a Z07 package, if I can find one. Is it worth getting rid of my 14-pack 10 GT full bolt-on, hella mods, 78,000 miles? Yeah, because, the Z06 will be quicker than what you currently have. But let's say you had a boosted Gen 1. I wouldn't get rid of a boosted Gen 1 for a Z06. Based on what I know, based on my ZR1 experience, my white car is a way better car in terms of power for mods than the ZR1 is. Don't get me wrong, the ZR1 does pretty well. But right now, what I'm experiencing with the ZR1 with a bigger pulley, a smaller pulley, higher boost, is IAT issues up the ass. So now I have to upgrade the heat exchanger, meth, just so that it can keep IATs under 140. And I'm like, wow, this thing is wildly inefficient. What would an MT82 car need to beat a 1080 car from a dig? Boost or NA? I don't even know. Like, what? So, boosted? Boy, if a car has a Whipple or a TVS second gear leave and a sticky tire to track, it's going to be a low 9-second, high 8-second car. An MT82 needs a stage 3, a very good clutch, axles up the ass, drive shaft, like really, because it's going to hit the tire really hard. I think you can go just as quick, but it's just going to be more. First of all, you need talent. You need to know how to drive. Second of all, the 10R80 is so good at keeping it in its peak torque range that it's difficult to match it with an MT82 with its current gear split. What about the people who want to shift at 8K that are also stock, right? Why make it harder to go fast makes no sense. Just post your cell number. People want Alex's phone number so they can call it and send the tune through. Exactly. They want to call you midnight and discuss life goals. Alex, what is your pager number? Right. Some people have gravy in their ear and won't listen to their tuner. Green names get seen easier. Just saying. Exactly. Manuel says, Alex, is a Paxton 2200 equivalent to an ESS G2? I think it's equivalent to a G3X. I think the 2200 Paxton is equivalent to a G3X because you can make good power on a Paxton. What's the estimate for customer tickets in the Lund Tuning System 200? Don't care. I don't even look. Lots of chats getting skipped. Get over it. Good morning. Happy New Year to you all. Right. People think that I like owe them something. How can I reach you on MSN Messenger? These people are still off that booze from last night. Alex, phone number, home address, and social security number. The throttle body is 7 years old. I figured it ran a good life. I'll look into the CJ things. Look, if it's been a good throttle body for a very long time, I mean, look, when it comes to under 800 horsepower or 800 and under, hell, let's just keep it at stock bottom end. A TVS, let's say a 2650 with a twin 65 and pulleyed properly can make enough power to blow your bottom end up. The throttle body is not the limiting factor. If you want to make the most power possible with the least amount of boost, okay, I get it. Get the monoblade. But drivability is going to suffer. And then you're going to have to play that game of, should I have a car that drives well that is only good watt? Or should I have a car that drives well all the time and good watt? You just have to pull it down a little more. I love hearing about how dum-dums, but I just got here 10 minutes ago. I need to know more about some of these Lund special features I can pay extra for the 6R80 GT500. Also, sound effects on point. Gotta love it. I need to know more about some of these Lund special features I can pay extra for. 6R80 GT500. Sound effect. So Gen 1 is not supported with multi-tune yet. Multi-tune is only supported between Gen 2 and Gen 3. Gen 1, I don't think PCM Tech is going to do anything for that. And let's be honest, what special features do you want on a 6R80 GT500 that you can't wire in? Like a two-step, you could wire that in. A trans brake, you could wire that in. I generally wouldn't really, I don't want to say trust. I don't like a tuning trans brake. I know you guys are like, it's the same thing. Cool, whatever. I don't like a tuning trans brake and bump feature. It doesn't interest me, like at all. But what special features would you want on a 6R80 equipped GT500 that you don't already have? Like what rolling anti-lag on a Paxton 2200 SL is better than the G3X? Wrong. You can make 900 plus with a G3X. And the Paxton, you need to run oil line to it. You don't need to run an oil line to the G3X. So don't tell me it's better. Lund has some fast straight line cars. What's y'all experience with road race track cars? We have done a lot of tuning on road race setups. The thing is, there's not that many of them. A lot of the road race guys usually do a really good job of remedying the issues mechanically. Like a lot of the guys that are road race guys are pump gas guys, or maybe they run an exotic fuel. But timing can't be super aggressive. Timing has to be pretty good because, guys, they do laps in these things. And the cat overtemp protection is always on. So we have to make sure the car doesn't misfire. We have to make sure the car isn't too aggressively tuned so it sees max spark for a mile or something like that. I think on an NA car, let's say you have a Gen 3 NA car and you road race it, I think 27, 28 degrees is more than enough than you need to see. You don't need to see 31, 32, 33 ever because it's about your driving and your average lap time. I'd rather you concentrate on your entry and exit. I'd rather you concentrate on your driving and keep the engine in a happy place. In terms of tuning, I don't think you're going to see a huge difference between one company's tune over another's, unless, especially on a stick car. I think it's going to be mostly left to the driver. Okay, if you have like Randy Probst, like drive a Lund tuned car versus another company's tuned car, he's going to go, well, maybe the throttle, this and that, but I bet you the lap times are going to be a second off if they're similarly equipped, in my opinion. I want a tune sent via messenger pigeon. Happy New Year, says Timothy Garens. Good morning and happy 2023. Deal. Torque and Beansaw says, they wait all week to make a comment and get mad that you don't see it. Nitrous and Bias Plus says, if you're having a tune problem, I feel bad for you, son. I got 9. Okay. Anyone else see like when he talks about blowing my... Okay. Anyone else likes when he talks about blowing my bottom end up? Woo-wee. I think he wants the ghost cam on the fly. No, that's not going to happen with Gen 1 yet because PCM Tech hasn't gotten around to it. I think PCM Tech, they're working with other tuners and good for them. But there are features that we specifically did that has nothing to do with PCM Tech that I think you guys would enjoy that we haven't released to the public yet. But the problem is the delivery device. Right now, this is what you got to work with right now. Now, on my recent, I'm going to upload a video. Actually, it's already uploaded. Tonight, the ZR1 video will be up where I change the plugs, do the oil change, and then do some 60 to 130 stuff. And I was insanely disappointed. And now I got to figure out why. I think I figured out why, but we'll leave that for another time. But you'll see what I'm going through with that and why data logging with HP tuners is cumbersome because you got to have a laptop with you. And then people say, well, what about TDN network? Okay, what if I want to see my data? Nothing against their network. What if Alejandro Flores wants to see my data from the TDN network? First of all, this phone always has to see internet. What if I'm in an area that has a low cell signal and I lose connectivity? What if the Bluetooth connection goes to shit? So the laptop is it. But the problem is I got to have a laptop. So you'll see all that stuff coming up. The video isn't super long, and there'll be a continuation to that. I think you'll like where I'm going with the ZR1 stuff because I have to buy some stuff to do some street tuning with it because the dyno tuning, apparently, you have to touch it up once it goes on the street. And it's LS shit. I talked to Rami about it. Rami's like, bro, these LSs are old shit. Like the Coyotes, boost fuel, you're done. 9s, let's go. With an LS, you got to constantly be on top of the tune. If anything changed, like you got to be on top. It's old shit. And he said, you are going to have to do the exact same things to your Fox body than you have to do to your LS in order for it to run well. And I'm like, so an LS equipped vehicle is like having a carbureted vehicle? He goes, pretty much. No, not rolling anti-lag. That's gay. The bump in and transbrake. Dude, Tim, buy a 2-3 relay transbrake and the bump feature. Bump on a blower car? Please tell me you have... Tim, your 6R80 GT500, is it turbo? Can you get a higher stall by adding a transbrake on a stock converter? No. I think it's only, well, yeah, then foot braking, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was able to bring my launch to 3,800 with the transbrake, and I would only be able to bring it up, foot braking, up until about 2,900 or something like that. ESS is the lightest kit out there, and the G3X is 35 pounds. Pat the One, what's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Happy New Year. Looking forward to ongoing success. I think Lund 2 and Steve Schleckenberg. I'm late to the party, says Milan. Era broma, primo. Okay. I don't know if you're kidding, guys. I don't know if you're... You can't detect sarcasm over text. What size pump would you recommend from 4 Innovations Level 2 fuel system? Okay, guys. I've answered this a million times. What size pumps should he go with on a Level 2 fuel system? G3X 10R80 car. Go. Channel support, can't wait tonight for the vet drop. Alex, are they also working with PBD on multi-tune OS? You have to ask them, not us. If you have a question about PBD, contact PBD. Did you get that carburetor working better since your last video on the Fox body? So a lot of people are saying, Alex, the carburetor video, it's full of junk. There's junk in the seat, this and this and that. Okay. Let's do some critical thinking here, okay? I bolted the carburetor on. I checked everything. I checked the bowls at idle. I checked the air bleeds. People think I have a vacuum leak. I don't have a vacuum leak. That little cap is a tiny, tiny little cap, but people think I have a vacuum leak. Okay. So, same tank of gas, same everything. I drove for a day or two, and then one day I click on in the morning, and so there's fuel in the bowl at that moment. Okay? In the morning, there's fuel in the bowl. So when I click on and I hear the pump, I hear something. I go, wait a minute. So I go and I'm like, what the hell happened? Now, all I can think of is that the bowl is perforated and it dropped. And then maybe it's not going up fast enough and it's coming. Who knows? But I sent it off to get rebuilt. I checked the bowl height. I checked the bowl setting. I checked everything. And you know, it fixed itself. And everyone's like, Alex, your fuel system's full of dirt. The same tank of gas, the same fuel. By the way, I did change the fuel filter. Did all that shit already. Set the fuel pressure. Did all that shit already. So the freshly built carburetor, when I key on, intermittently spews fuel through that top little breather. So a lot of people are like, well, it's this and that. Look, I'm consistent as fuck. Okay? If in a week the thing doesn't do it and then one day it does, with the same tank of fuel, same tank of gas, same setup, and I haven't turned a knob on the thing since, how do you want me to think? Now, people are saying I should go with a brawler carburetor, this and this and that. Look, I've never had that issue happen with a carburetor where fuel flies out the shit. That's the reason I sent it out to get rebuilt. And yes, I flushed the fuel system. Yes, I have a new filter. Maybe I don't add that on the video, but I don't think that needs to be said. But I guess you guys want finite detail. Any updates on TDC 2023? Yeah, Pat the One. We're going to do more standalone videos. It's really difficult to stop based on all I got going on the other channel, on this channel, to do that dating channel videos. But I'm going to try to get you. There's no promises, man. No promises. I'm just fucking busy. Like, I wish you could see how busy I was. And you got to kind of live a life too. Can a Gen 3 10-speed 5.0 make 560 wheel horsepower when it has a ported Cobra Jet PMAS NA cams, headers, and E85? I don't. That's it has to have a really exotic fuel more than an E85. I think you can make 520, 530. I don't know that you can make 560 through an auto. And if you do, it's really exotic fuel. And if someone else tells you it's E85 and they made 560, they're lying to you. It's a really exotic fuel. It's probably 14-to-1 compression. It's probably an exotic fuel. Probably ported heads that cost $4,000 each. It's probably stupid dumb valves. It's probably 33 degrees of time. Or nitro. They're just lying to you. Cody Coyote says, from what I understand, the MPVI RTD has recent firmware update where the internet isn't required to change or tune over. I agree on the data log standpoint. VCM reader kind of annoying on the fly. Return system on the notch? Yes, Monty 540. It does have a return system. No, sorry. I was saying that they're working with PBD. So, cool. So, the fuck does that have to do with... I said they're working with all the other tuners. There was a small window where we were exclusive because we worked with them to want to have a certain way we want. Unfortunately, now everyone else gets the benefit from that. Like, we developed how everything should go with them. Unfortunately, now they're able to go, hey, everything we developed with Lund, y'all can have. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, but nobody bought it. Like, maybe 60 people bought PCM Tech Multi-Tunes. Let's be honest. Those are the people that have money. The vast majority of people that own Coyotes don't have money. They don't have a lot of money. And they don't want to drop another $500 on top of what they already threw. And they're like, why is it so expensive? Because we have to make money and we have to pay them for access. So, sorry. There is cost that was incurred during the development, and we have to pay each time we get a PCM Tech tune because they have to get paid. So it's a little tough on the business model. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, Monty 540. Every asshole asked me what PSI I have it at. I've gone from 3 to 9 PSI. It acts the same. It acts 100% the same. It does it on 3 PSI. It does it on 9 PSI. It does it on 6 and 7. It acts exactly the same. Some things are assumed, but some people are retarded, right? Sometimes needle and valve hang up on the bore even during temp changes. Oh, on a freshly rebuilt carburetor? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. You wouldn't have that problem with EFI. Oh my God, some people say, would you recommend EFI? I don't want EFI in that car. The thing I am trying to avoid is issues with sensors. So, at least I knew the issue. There's the issue. It's leaking. Turn some knobs, and it's a little better. Not get a data logger out, figure out why the TPS isn't reading properly. No. I'm good with that. I have 3 other cars that have those issues. I'll pass. To be fair, fine nightly details is sometimes needed for a diag. Just being devil's advocate here. Yeah, but you don't need to know those details. You guys don't need to know those details. I'm doing these things over the course of a week so that I could figure out what the deal is. And then I have to give you guys a video to keep you hanging on for the next video. So you guys want an hour-long video of everything I did, right? Finite details, everything. And then 3,000 people watch it? I'm good. He shouldn't send me a refund. I just take it as education. See, this is what I do. if AED Carburetors isn't happy with my review or isn't happy that I said, hey, I just sent this thing off and it's fucking leaking out the bitch. And they say, well, maybe you got dirt in the fuel system. Got it. A fuel system that I recently did fuel filter changes on, recently ran, and this is the exact same tank of fuel it's had for over a week. I haven't put fuel in it. And it started fine the first 6 or 7 times that day, and the 7th time it spewed fuel out the bitch. Okay, fine. I'm not blaming the rebuilder. I just said, took it to them, and the rebuild didn't do a goddamn thing. So maybe the carburetor itself is fucked up. Who knows? But if they're not happy with that, too bad. I paid, and I have the right to say whatever the fuck I want. Now, that being said, I like being able to pay so that I can then say, okay, I did it. I tried it. It's not free. Because when someone gives you something, you have a harder time talking shit about it. So I said, okay, I'm going to try someone else. So I might be able to look at a Brawler Holly carburetor 750. It has adjustable air bleeds, and I can actually tune it a little bit on the watt stuff if I get a wideband on it or read the plugs on a dyno. This current carburetor, I can't. I'd have to literally pull the fuel bowls out of it and change the jets if I want to do anything on it. And again, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I need a hood so I can put a fucking filter on it so I can actually drive it. And again, I'm just trying to get you guys some content on the car so that you guys are updated. Just you build it yourself. Lock cams, carb, coyote. Yeah, that's where I'm at. If that carb shoots fuel like that when you have the filter on it, it's not going to be good. Exactly, Coyote Kelly. So I'm trying to fix all this stuff before I put a filter on it. I just get a new carb and ditch one instead of chasing problems with that rebuild carb. I agree. People don't listen. Your first fit on the notch was states, car is staying carb setup. Some people, what is John Sr. putting in the Turbo 400 in? More than likely the Grey Goose. Because look, right now, the Grey Goose is, by the way, the Grey Goose is going to be at the track Sunday or Saturday? I think we're going to go Saturday. So we're shooting for 6s, and that's the goal with the Grey Goose. The Grey Goose goal is 6s. We have everything that in that car, as long as the 6R80 survives, because look, the 6R80 is the weak link right now. As long as the 6R80 survives a pass and it cuts a 1-1 or lower, and it goes 450 into 8th, that car is going to go 6s. And it'll be the first 6R80 anything ever in the 6s and probably 200 miles an hour. If it does that, time to get it out of there and put that sucker. Actually, I'm sorry. I think it's going to go in the Blue Goose. I think the development on 6R80 is so far along with the Grey Goose that the Turbo 400 is going to go in the Blue Goose. God damn it. So that means that the Blue Goose probably will go 720, 7.0 a lot faster with less runs than the Grey Goose did with an IRS. Because you saw what Brian Luna did. What Brian Luna showed us is that 6s are possible with an S550 and an IRS with the right trans combo and boost combo. So if you can keep the front end down on the Blue Goose and a Turbo 400, I think that car will go a crazy number. Or, in my opinion, that Turbo 400 is better suited in the Grey Goose. It has the rear end, it has the suspension, it has the motor. So in my opinion, that car can be a 670, 660, maybe 650 car with a Turbo 400 once everything is dialed in. Alex, I did the exact same thing. Money spent, but knowledge gained. Exactly. Like, I don't go to a restaurant, eat the food that's bad, complain about the bill. I go, how much is the bill? Here you go. I'm never coming here again. And that's it. Have you seen Smarter Everyday's videos on Holly Makes Carbs? Really cool video. No, I have not. Companies facing real criticism. The gas coming out the top is a feature. Did you ever get lead on the hood? Did you ever get a lead on the hood you want for the notch? Yes, Torque and Beans. I ordered 2 hoods already, and I paid for them. It was like $1,300 for both. I'm getting an HO Fiber Trends hood 4-inch cowl for the notch. I'm getting an HO Fiber Trends 4-inch cowl for Hush Money, the Fairmont. So they're all paid for. I'm just waiting on delivery, and it's gonna take a while because he said it would. Matt 2011 says Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. What'd you guys do yesterday for New Year? I honestly, I was chilling here, hanging out, and then 12 midnight came. Oh, Happy New Year. And I was in bed. Hey Alex, thanks for helping diag my O2 issue on the logs last week. We replaced the upstream sensors and found one of the connectors wasn't seated properly. I'll have new logs to you this week. It's going to be a very busy week, guys. So remember, guys, it's a new year. We've been off for a week. Lund Racing is going to be busy this week. Once we catch up, which will probably be Friday or early next week, things should be pretty much back to normal. I know a lot of you guys are getting your winter builds done. You know, you're getting everything. If you're in Florida, this is the time to race. Like the craziest thing that I see being in Florida is how racing gets ramped up when everyone else is dormant. Like everyone's like, what are your winter builds? I'm like, winter builds? Here, they're summer builds. Or actually, they're all year round builds. If you have a nitrous car, you can race all year round. A DA doesn't matter. You make your own fucking DA. But there's a lot of grudge racing happening. A lot of tracks are open. I think Wade at BMP is going to be trying to do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday rental every weekend. Now, I'd love to make it out there, but I don't have anything that's track worthy in my opinion. The Notch isn't. The Corvette sure as hell isn't. The GT500 isn't. And I don't want to go out there just half-ass shit. Take a look at Richard Holder on YouTube. He might have some advice on cars. Maybe not the one you have, but steer you in the right direction for a new one. With the 6R80, do you aim to be at the top of fourth gear at the end of the quarter mile? Yes. Or at least 7,000 RPMs. How wide are the rear rims on your GT500? 10-inch. I have regular 15 by 10s. I wish there was someone like Alejandro in the Subaru game. Do you think it's worth running E85 on a 10-speed 5.0 longevity-wise? Yeah, absolutely. Look, modern fuel systems on an NA application are pretty much suited for ethanol. If you look on every gas pump says E15, like 15% ethanol minimum or 10% ethanol minimum. So you're not going to have an issue with longevity if it's 85%. And you see a lot of vehicles are flex fuel capable. You see Tahoes, a lot of Chevys, a lot of Tauruses, a lot of NA, V6, Flex, and Explorers are flex fuel capable. So a Mustang isn't necessarily flex fuel capable from the factory, but the fuel system is adequate enough, especially on a Gen 3, to be able to run E85. It's got good lines, good pumps. You're not gonna. I live on E85 all the time in the truck. I lived on E85 most of the time when it was NA. I live on E85 all the time with the GT500, but it has a fuel system. I get that. And on the red car, when it was NA, I ran E85 all the time. I never had an issue with longevity. What you might have an issue with is oil changes. You're gonna have to do more freaking oil changes. That's about it. We got about 7 minutes left, and we'll get the fuck out of here. You guys can do your thing, and I can do mine. You're gonna be selling the Coyote Fox subframe? What's he talking about? What subframe? Awesome. I hear they're an awesome company to deal with. Gotcha. Got the C6Z machine polished up yesterday, looking really good now. You know what that thing needs, EPA? A drop in some badass fucking forge lines or something. Because that car is pretty. I was in bed at 8 p.m. Slept in nearly 12 hours. Wow. Put out some fireworks and made some food. Is the company gym super busy today? Probably. Stayed at home with little lady and avoid the drunk clowns. Manuel says, what's the plan with Hush Money if we're going to... and are we going to see her run? Eventually, but guys, I have 3 other projects that are hardcore. Like, the white car is pretty much done. Like, it's an ESS G3X. It's pulley to 115 millimeter pulley. Makes 795 horsepower. It's on pump gas right now, so I got to be careful about going watt in it. But that car, I don't think is going to get sauced up. I'm not going to get axles. I'm not going to get a drive shaft unless they fall out of the sky. And I'm not going to get a fuel system unless it falls out of the sky. I have the 01 I want to fuck with. I got the GT500 motor being built and a transmission being built for it. And I got the white notch that I'm tinkering with. Eventually, I'm gonna have to reseal the intake. I think I have a little oil leak here and there. So I'll reseal the intake. Probably get a new carburetor on it. Get it running tip-top. I'm going to have to redo the clutch. You saw in the last video, I can't get it into third gear quickly. It's locking me out at watt. So I got to take all that apart eventually, do the rear main seal. I have a lot of shit going on. So Hush Money is going to need chassis work first. And that requires a shitload of money because chassis work ain't cheap. You can get into chassis work for as low as $8,000, as high as $40,000, depending on what you want. And if Hush Money ever comes out, I want it to weigh no more than 2,500 pounds, and I want it to be safe. And that sounds like $30,000 to $40,000 worth of chassis work alone. Ratworks, the Subaru community does have a yellow douchebag, and his name is Ken Block. Have you ever seen a P061 code on the Coyote? Yeah, that's a torque performance code. Usually happens when like a fuel system is not that good or a throttle body issue. It usually happens then. If it's a Gen 3, hit us up. We literally just shut off the code. Are you planning on any power routers for the Fox body? So I thought about it, and it's going to be nitrous first because it's the cheapest, and I'd like to fuck with it. To be honest, I don't have any nitrous cars on the channel. I have supercharged. I don't have turbo either. So if I do nitrous and it's fun and it runs 9s, why not stick a turbo in it if the 351 wins or survives? I have 351 parts laying here. I have rods, pistons. I can get like a Man of War block and have it ready to go in case this one lets go. And I'm okay blowing it up if I have to. So we'll see what happens. Any tuning issues with limiting VCT? Nope, not on a Gen 1. If you put limiters in it, we just make a change to limit the phasing, and it seems to be very happy. Ratwork says, TJ Campblock doesn't mess with Subarus. He's a Ford guy. Travis Pastrana is a Subaru guy that messes with Hoonigan. The K member in the trunk of the Fairmont. Well, I have right now one in the small block Ford for the Fairmont, but if I go Coyote, I'd like to have the K member, so I'm probably not selling it. I'd get a new needle and seat just to rule out. New needle and seat on a freshly $300 rebuild carburetor. So I have to get new needle and seat on a freshly $300 rebuild carburetor. Is that what we're saying right now? Is that what we're saying right now? I'm good. So the question is, changing the spark plugs for fresh plugs affect the tune? GT Frank, that is exactly what I experienced with my Corvette. In a Mustang? Fuck no. In the Corvette? Probably. And tonight at 8 o'clock, I'll release the video, and you guys are going to be like, what the fuck's happening? CCW's classics are in the works. Nice. I just left the gym. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym right after this. Alex, dumb question. Why the F-150 flex wheel cable from the factory, but the Mustang isn't? Don't they show similar engines? Yes, but the calibration is different. I paid because it's a dumb question. No, it's not a dumb question. It's just a different calibration, and Ford uses that calibration for the trucks only. I don't know why they didn't use it for Mustang, but they don't. Alice, always looking for a deal in the sky, right? Exactly. I am not looking to buy $1,800 axles and $1,000 drive shaft on a car that I want a daily. It's just not what I want to do. I forgot how clean the Fairlane is when you were showing the rear end. Did you see how nice it looked underneath there? That bitch is nice underneath. So it's just the body's ugly as shit. Isn't Chemblock with Audi? No, who cares? Alex, hear me out. S351 New Edge with a centrifuge. S351 New Edge with a centrifugal. What? S351? What are you talking about? A Celine S351? Do you see how expensive they are? You want me to just... Are you asking or telling me that I should buy a S351? Because that's $70,000. What do you think of the C5 Z06 worth it? I like them very much. I do like the C5s, and they're actually a bargain right now. Now, what engine is in the Z06, the C5 Z06? Is it a 6-liter? Is it like not an LQ4, but is it a 6-liter in the Z06? Like a 350 horsepower 6-liter? On GM cars, yes, spark plug changes are a must. Bro, like, I think I have to retune the car based on the plug chain. Thank you, I appreciate the knowledge, says Hap Bolton on. Trucks are speed density, huh? Not Gen 1 F-150. Gen 1 F-150, 11 to 14 are MAF. And those are flex fuel equipped. So I wonder why Ford didn't do that to Mustang. I don't know. Interesting. Enjoy your Sunday. Got oil to haul. Nice. Badass. No, that's what I want. Says, oh, that's what you want. Got it. Alex, hear me out. Buy a space shuttle. I love how you guys think this channel is ballin'. This channel makes enough. I'll give you a range. This channel per year makes between 50 and 80,000 a year. That's what this channel makes in a range between 50 and 80,000 a year. So that goes all back to the cars. Like you guys see, like my shirts are old. Like I don't have anything. It goes back all to the cars, or I buy some new equipment like cameras and little things like that. But that's about it. You don't see me balling out buying a big stacker because it just doesn't make that much money. Someone says LS6 5.7 LS6. Interesting. C5 Z06 is a 5.7 LS6. Good old 350. How frequent are oil changes for dailying on an E85? So if you normally waited 3,500 miles, I do it at 2,500 miles. That's what I would do. Because it smells like E85, the oil. Nitrous notch versus a 19. Oh, boy. In a dig? Notch. Guys, I launched the notch at 4,000 RPMs, and it spun, but hooked. It cut a 2.0, and the best I could do in the ZR1 was a 2.2. but one has drag radials, the other one doesn't. LS6, basically an LS1 with LS2 heads. LS2 was later stuff, LS6 5.7. The LS6 sodium-filled valve stems. Yeah, I typed it wrong. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So Peasant Chat was great. We told Turvey to fuck off, really. No offense. He's just not on the right path. And, this is coming from a guy with 50 times more experience than he has about anything and everything. And he's just hard-headed. He's not going to learn. But that's good. We're just going to ignore him from now on and not make it the Turvey show. So we'll be back on Tuesday. Talking shit Tuesday. We'll see what pops up between now and then. I'm sure a bunch of stuff. A lot of you guys have Monday off because the holiday fell on a Sunday. So some companies that were nice enough were able to give you the next Monday off. So enjoy your next day off if you have Monday off. And we'll be back on Tuesday talking shit, 8:30 or 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and get at it from there. But tonight, I am releasing a video on the ZR1. It is spark plug change, oil change, which it is kind of interesting how the oil is changed on this thing. I don't see a lot of YouTubers putting up how to change the oil on LS9. And then we're going to do some draggy stuff, which is highly disappointing after the spark plug change. And I'm like, something's up. But I have devised a game plan. I've already talked to people, and there is a plan in the works. I understand that in the comments, you're going to know 10 times more than I know about this current setup. So I'll take that for what it's worth. All right, guys, have a good rest of your New Year's Day. Happy New Year's, and I'll see you guys Tuesday. And stay tuned tonight, 8 o'clock. We're going to release a video on the Corvette. Have a good one. See you guys Tuesday. Bye.